Hello everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 5 video. You join us from North London, but Watford Junction, not Euston Junction. We're not on the North London line, we are on the Watford DC line. In the 378, it's only the 4-coach variant, which is available for Watford DC line services, and we're going to be going all the way down to London Euston. So we haven't got too long, let's pop it in. I've already set the train up just somewhere a bit quicker. Well, have I done the GSMR? Let's quickly press the button there. There we go, 2 Charlie 1 1. Remember, for safety systems in this train, you actually have to get up and go over to them. At the moment, from this position, you can't turn them on. And we don't have power either. Okay, shoes down. Oh, already on DC. Shoes down. Hopefully we'll now get power. I can hear it doing so. It hasn't turned on yet. It's weird. Well, it sounds like we're on. Let's press that again. We haven't got the line light, but let's get the door shut and see if we get moving. Let's test it that way. So, I mean, it sounds like we're on and ready to go, so. Yeah, well, fine. Let's go. The line light's broken, possibly. And we're off, leaving Watford Junction behind. Here comes a 710. Sort of the replacements for the 378, sort of. And I'll show you the timetable once we get down to Euston, because there's loads of services for the 378 on this route. And they come both in 4-car and 5-car formation, which is an added bonus. Turn the keyboard on. Cool. And the horn actually sounds alright as well. Oh, now we got the line light. So we must have been in some sort of weird gap in the third rail when we were starting. Well, we couldn't have been because we wouldn't be able to move. Well, they're saying that it might have actually just been the lighting on it. Because some of the lighting on this train's a bit off at the moment. So it might have just been the sunlight on it. Round we go. So we say goodbye to the West Coast main line for a little bit. Got the window open as well because it's quite a quiet train, this one. You don't hear too much. Just going to turn it up even more actually. Round we go. So we got many stops. Off the top of it, we got Watford High Street, Bushy, Carpenter's Park, Headstone. No, hang on. Hatch End, Headstone Lane, Harrow and Waldstone, all of the Bakerloo line stops, which is there's loads of stops. We're on all stop service. We're only 4 coaches, so I don't know if that will change where we need to stop. I assume it will still be the same spot. Yeah, we'll just go down the end. Quite recently, the stop markers for overground got added to this route, as was in readiness for probably this. Although it is a 710, but still applies to us. Yeah, this is Watford High Street. Everybody's already getting off the train. They're like, we're not trusting this driver. And onwards to Bushy. As we leave it behind. Cool. No, it's a nice easy train to drive, this one. If you like your Electro Stars, you'll like this. I mean, this is an Electro Star, but it's just got the fancy Capitalstar name to it. So yeah, if you like South Eastern High Speed, Brighton Main Line, because of the 377, 387, 375, you'll have no issues on this train. You'll know how to set it up. It's the same setup. As we lurch round the corner. But as of watching this video, I'm hoping this comes out on the Monday, so this route should be out tomorrow. 10 AM consoles, 4 PM Epic Games, and 6 PM on Steam. So I thought we'd run it on the Watford DC. Because currently I would say it's not in the best state on the North London line. It's playable and it's alright, but just those memory leak issues is a little bit annoying. But I'm sure that will be sorted. But you can run it on here, so cool. You can't run the 378 on the Goblin line as of yet, but I think... was it Dovetail Games Liam? Was it Chris? Liam or Chris? One of those two mentioned they might add the 378s and you can drive it on the Goblin line, but it will only be the player service, which is a 378. So for a brief time after the line got electrified, it was 378s, as they all went for the 710s to come in. So sort of just as a player service, you'd be able to drive. But we're late already, what the heck? The door's like straight away. It's an intense, literally anything overground is intense. Let's go straight into brake power 3. Not brake power 3. I don't know what the driving... Well, I don't know how they do drive these things in real life. I don't know if they are literally straight to, you know, brake, power 4, step 3 brakes. It must be fairly sort of vigorous. Up to 45. Yeah, Carpenter's Park next. Off we go. And I'm monitoring because the first look for this route is going out at the moment, so just seeing how that's doing as well. This is nice to drive this on here though, and it feels faster than driving the Adventure on here. If you drive the 710 on here, it feels really slow at sort of 45 miles an hour. Whereas in this train, it actually surprisingly feels a bit quicker, which is cool. I'm just gonna hang on, bear with. I'm just turning off the webcam because actually I can just turn that off actually. Yeah, the departure board's just lost connection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flick that off. Hopefully it's the right switch. There you go. Just because it comes up with like you know, IP addresses and stuff like that. So just flick that off. I'll turn that back on in a minute. I think the internet's died. Alright. Now 350. Coming up to Carpenter's Park, but it feels quicker in the 378 driving this route, whereas in the 710 it just feels really slow. Feel a bit more speed on this. Coming in nice and quick. Yeah, we're going to be fairly good on the brakes, or fairly sharp on the brakes. You can see Catties instead. Here we are, this is Carpenter's Park. Lovely, and then is it Hatch End next? Yeah, Hatch End next. And we're about 30 seconds behind. Boo. Right.
Ticket checks are in operation at this station. Please have your
but I'm really enjoying the 378. And I knew I would because it's an electro style. But it's been done really well. I mean, it's not perfect. It doesn't really have the actual 378 sounds, but it will do. It will do for now. And again, I've got to give the benefit of the doubt as it is a one-man job. So, you know, I'm not going to be too like, oh, this is awful. Can't play this. Yeah, benefit of the doubt. It's a one person who did this. So. Maybe later on, post-release, they'll maybe be able to change it up to 378 sounds. But there's not like a huge difference. Like it will do. I think it's quite a gap to hatch end as well. A bit more of a gap. So I believe my internet connection has died, which isn't good because there was some blokes out the front of the house, and apparently the neighbours are having their internet connection redone, and it's happened before. They've snipped the cable, so I bet they've done that. Great. I mean, I hope that's not the case, but. Yeah, that certainly wouldn't be good. If that is the case, you might not see this video on the day I wanted you to see it. Coming up to hatch end. Back down. Yeah, trying to be fairly quick coming into here. Lovely, here we are. I think there's a 350 on the fast on the main line. And here we are. Cool. Here we are, open the doors, and then a headstone lane after this. This is nice stuff, isn't it? It's a really nice station, actually. Let's get a little shot of the train, maybe from this angle. Oh, hang on, not behind the fence. Yeah, something like that. But let's come out a bit. That's quite nice. Let's get a little shot like that. Cool. And again, fairly quick here. The waiting time. Get the door shut. Then onwards to Headstone Lane. Trying to be fairly quick with the train. I'm just checking my connection for other things. It would appear it has completely died. The blokes out the front have snipped the wrong cable, probably. Buggers. There's Headstone Lane, just up there. We got, oh, it's a 390. And it's still got many more stops. And after Harrow and Waldstone, or well, at Harrow and Waldstone, we'll start seeing the Bakerloo line trains. Which are always quite interesting to see, size-wise. You're sort of up here and all the way down there. It's like little tube trains. Cool. Here we are, Headstone Lane. Nice and steady. A little bit of concentration coming in. I do like the way the My Track has actually been updated. That being the little screen here. It shows a lot more information than the original one on the 377, 375 and 387. That's been updated, which is cool. Are the lights on? In TSW, like, the lights are really dim on this game. Right, let's go. I'm just going to double check that. I mean, they should be on. Although I suppose we did. We were dead, weren't we? Oh, there's a 377. Settings. Saloon lights. Oh, hang on. Oh. Hang on. Why is it not letting us? Oh, we had this, didn't we? Hang on. Settings. Okay, well, that's no good. So maybe they are on. So I can't even get on there. Right, okay. Let's continue. Up to 45 again. And yeah, Harrow and Waterstone's up next. Lovely. No, 390. I've set this at rush hour as well, so it's 8:15 at the moment. So we sort of get into Euston, well, with a little bit of time to spare for people to scurry off to the offices. Does anyone commute on this line in real life? There's a 1972 stock. Yeah, as we put that down. And a 710. Where's the 30 start? Oh, just there. We'll get a little shot, I think, just if we can. Here. There we go, just of the two together. Obviously, the Capitalstar being the nicer one there. Although the Adventures aren't too bad. The Adventures are okay. Let's do a bit of rotation. Cool. And we're at 30. I assume this is where it starts, yep. But yeah, the internet's back, good. The internet cable has not been snipped, but maybe just moved in some way. Must have been disturbed. This is Harrow and Waterstone. Yeah, alright, there we go. Yes, you'll see it. See, I can already see another 72 stock. And here we are. This is Harrow and Waterstone. Do that. Cool. We're near enough on time, so that's good. There it is. That is really noisy, as opposed to this. Right, Kenton next. And we're off. Let's get a bit back on it. I think most times we drive the Watford DC line, it will be in the 378. Right, I'm going to quickly turn off the webcam again. I'm going to try and get the board back on. Just as when it's turning on, it sort of shows all this internal information, which yeah, IP address and stuff like that. It's booting up. Well, we're getting there. Let's trot along. Let's get a flyby shot. Nice. Yeah, oh. Ignore that, whatever that was. That was weird. There's a 390. Absolutely storming along, probably at 125 or so. And a 350, probably not at 125. And as we come into South Kensington. Right, there you go, it's all loaded. Cool. Yeah, this is Kenton. Again, right down to the end here. I'm being fairly sort of quick with the, or sharp with the brakes. As you have sort of got to be on here. I'm just trying to think if we've actually played the this route since they updated the West Coast Main Line. Was they updated, I think, this section? I can't remember if that was the recent update or quite a while ago. Was this bit sort of wasn't... Or have we? I don't know. You got your PIS. I don't think that's meant to be. I think that's meant to be there. Right, let's go. It is South Kensington next. Cool. Right, we're off. Up even more. And we're off. Up to 45 again, which it will stay at 45 until just after Wembley Central, and it comes down to 40 as we sort of go underneath the West Coast Main Line. So we got to wait for that. Cool. Up to South Kensington. Yeah, the rush hour service. One of the, actually, I suppose it probably would be from being on the trains. Most people at the busiest time really is, I mean, probably about 7. Like if it's about what 50 minutes into London, most people seem to just get there really early. Because the trains are always quite rammed at sort of 7 o'clock in the morning. This is, you know, about 50 minutes away from London. Whereas sort of once you get to sort of this state, well, I don't know, for London it might be a bit different. It's usually actually a little bit quieter. And here we are. This is South Kensington. It's on the other side again. That's definitely not the stop marker. That's the stop marker. All bit for the 710, but we just go off that one. Here we are, South Kensington. Minute late, brilliant. And let's go. A little bit of an interior shot. Again, don't know if the lights are on or off, because you can't, it's like hard to tell on. Basically, anything past Train to Mile 3, it's like hard to tell if the lights are on. Whereas like Train to Mile 2 and stuff like that was easy, but it's really dim. I think they might be off. All the maps on here, which is cool. Watford DC, North London, and South London / East London line. Which is cool, right? But quickly back in. Let's try and get them. I think we got North Wembley coming up. Try the My Track again in a sec. Right, coming up to North Wembley Station, which is almost like a copy and paste of Kenton Station. They are extremely similar. I think once upon a time I actually did say North Wembley on Kenton Station sign out the front. Or vice versa. And here we are, this is North Wembley. Cool. Right, let's have a little play around with the My Track again, see if it wants to play ball. It does, there you go. Right, let's see, saloon lights. Well, I've clicked it, but it hasn't done anything. So maybe they are on, just dim. Right, let's go. Wembley Central next. Yeah, possibly just rather dim. Let's change it back to the... there we go. And we're off. How's it running on here? Yeah, it's usually fairly smooth on here, or smooth-ish. Got 390 and 72 stop, racing each other up. I'm sure the 72 stop will completely outmaneuver the 390. Of course. As we get a little bit closer to London, we're almost there. We're about halfway now. Yeah, zero fast running on this. It's just every single stop, all the way into Euston. But it is cool because we're on the DC, and then over there's the overhead wires. Sort of quite a cool thing about this. Sort of everything else is overhead wires, whereas we're DC. Got a single yellow as well. I thought that was an NPC in the platform there, but it's one of those robot collectibles. And this is Wembley Central. So you can come in fairly quick in this train. I mean, for slightly longer platform stations, you can come in at about 35. At the shorter ones, 25 to 30. Step to it, you'll be alright. Yeah, so this we'll be waiting for something at Stonebridge Park. Down to 40 as well. As you can see just up ahead. There we go. And I think the next signal, I mean the signal blocks on here are fairly longish. Yeah, they definitely have done something with this. It looks better. Yeah, it's still a bit further along. We'll probably be waiting for a train coming out of Stonebridge Park Depot, or going into Stonebridge Park Depot, which it has now done, because it's now green. Yeah, they've definitely done some TLC to this area since we last played it. It does look a lot better than what it did when we last played it. Unless we did it in winter the last time we played it, so I think it was a bit barren anyway. So I think I've set this to either April or May. You got Stonebridge Park coming out. There's a 72 stop there. We got greens now, so there would have been something coming across. A little bit of step 3 there. And we're step 2 at the moment. Step 1. And let that bring us to a stop. There we are. This is Stonebridge Park. With a little Diddy tube train there as well. And we're on time. Let's get the door shut. Up next is Harleston. Let's go. I'm an itchy eye now as well. There you go, we're off. But thanks all for coming in. If you have made it this far, it's all much appreciated. And soon enough we'll be at Euston Junction, where you can route hop over to the North London line. But of course we've got to drive a train to Euston. But you should see the route hopping cone on there, and this has not been updated yet. Yeah, this route might not have been updated, but I believe on North London line I saw a route hopping cone at Euston Junction. So you'd be able to go over to probably either Bakerloo or the West Coast Main Line South. Which that's the trouble with the Bakerloo line. It's like I don't want to play it like this part of the Bakerloo line because I can just do it on this route and it's upgraded. It's like if I do the Bakerloo line, I'll probably just do Queen's Park, Elephant and Castle, and vice versa. The little shuttle services. Like driving the upper end of the Bakerloo line just seems like pointless now. It will look old and dark and. Just come on here and do it. And again, this train is quite quiet, so you might not be hearing much, but then there isn't really much to hear. Again, stopping on the 7:10 marker. Because on the North London line it says 7:10 and 378, so there we are. And up next is Euston Junction. Bit of a busy one this one. Get the door shut. And let's go. Onwards. But yeah, who's picking up the North London line tomorrow? Who's getting it? Or is it not your cup of tea? Or are you going to get it but just drive the 378 on this route? So the 30 doesn't start until we're actually coming into Euston Junction, so we can speed up to 45. Bit of a downhill to help us out. We go back under the West Coast Main Line, or part of it. Yeah, we go over one of the lines there. Then we'll come down for the 30. Oh no, that's the West Coast Main Line's on the other side of us. Whatever line that is there. Oh, that probably joins up with the North London line. Yeah, it does. Cool. Down to the end. Where's the 7:10 marker on this one? Nice and slow as it's on. There it is. Here we are. Here comes the 72 stop, roaring in. So noisy. And again, we're a little bit early, which is good. And off this is Kensal Green, Queen's Park, and then we're sort of away from the underground section, and then it's Kilburn High Road, South Hampstead, and then Euston, I believe, after that. So about 15 minutes or so to Euston, but yeah, it's been good. And yeah, we then go under the North London line, which I doubt has any AI currently. Maybe that will get added to this route at some point, just so you can see the trains going up and over the top of us. That goes up to the North London line as well, connects up. So yeah, the main difference with running the 378 on this route is you're on third rail as opposed to alternating current or overhead wires. Nothing going on in there. And 350 there. But I've enjoyed this run. Usually on the Watford DC line runs, we've done I think 2 or 3. They're all right. They're all right in the 710. Much prefer it in this. But then I do like my Electrostars. And yeah, I know this is a Capitalstar, but it's basically an Electrostar. It's just a fancy name. And Kensal Green is on the other side of the tunnel. It's got a fairly long platform as well. Longish. Here we are. Right down towards the end. Tiny bit of step 3, which I, on the other Electrostars, the 377 and 375, don't tend to use step 3. But, I mean, as this is the overground, this is sort of like a metro, you sort of have to. Every now and again. Are they going to get away from the train or not? There you go. Buggered off. Right, onwards. Next up is Queen's Park, which is where the Bakerloo line buggers off, goes underground, and we continue overground. Cool. That's 45. Yeah, the Bakerloo line trains are now, what, 53 years old? They keep saying about an extension to, is it Lewisham they want to extend it to, along the old Kent Road, south of Elephant and Castle. But I wonder if before any of that happens, and I think it has been discussed, because the trains are so old and their reliability is getting a bit lower, would they sort of stop the Bakerloo line running north of, say, Queen's Park? Just to have the trains running without being cancelled because of, faults on the train and it not working. As I've heard various things about the Bakerloo line, as it's, well, the trains are so old and I suppose, yeah, their reliability is getting a little bit lower now. I think there were plans back when TfL was struggling with money, more so than it is now, to literally just stop the Bakerloo line for the time being. Comes another overground service then, the distance, 710. 1:05 for this run. Still on time. Look at that, fantastic. Look at the amount of trains here. 372 stops there. One looks like it's waiting for that overground train to go. That's blocking the route there. One here, one there, us here. That one's off. Such a bit. This is like a really good place to watch trains. There's a 350. It is really cool, this route, just for how busy it is. Much better so than what it was at release, where it was like an overground train every like half hour, then an hour. Yeah, it was quite messy, this route, when it first released, but that has, I'd say, mostly been redeemed now. It is now a pretty decent route. One of the best UK routes, really. The only downside is there's no LNWR branding, which isn't the end of the world, but we still haven't got it. So hopefully we can see that at some point. But it's turned out really nicely, this route. Now you've got the HOA wagon, no, the HKAs, the National Power ones. They now, it's a gameplay pack for this route now as well. So things have certainly improved for this route, which is good. And here we are, this is Kilburn High Road, I believe. We're coming into, so this is now overground territory. Although underground trains do run to Kilburn High Road. Don't think it's in passenger service they run here though. Yeah, I think occasionally they do run to here. Hence the reason why you got 4 rail. But after this they don't. Not frequently. Well, this is yeah, Kilburn High Road. Let's get another shot of the train. Cool. And then South Hampstead after this. As we get a bit closer to the end now. No, it's been really good fun though.
May I have your attention, please? Closed circuit television and remote video monitoring is in use at this station for your personal safety.
Very nice train to drive. Not sure what that is though, that's a bit weird. That's those cables connecting the coaches going through each other. Like extending out as a 390. Then we go past a very brutalist block of flats here. I mean, what? I mean, at the time it probably looked really nice, but nowadays you're like, oh, what's that? And coming into South Hampstead. We go into the rather cool long tunnel, which then sort of takes us out towards the throat of Euston. Here we are, South Hampstead. And still on time, hooray! We've maintained the timeliness. Now we wait. Right, door shut. And let's get going. Onwards to Euston. Cool. was watching the feedback of the chat on the first look, and it seems, well, okay so far. That's probably how I'd describe the North London line at the moment. For one guy, I mean, it's like, wow, one guy did this, and the 378 as well. That's like, wow. But in terms of sort of general quality as opposed to other TSW routes, I'd put it in sort of the okay category, which is good considering it's one guy making it. We'll head down here. This will sort of take us underneath the other lines and up into the middle. It's quite a cool little tunnel, really. Again, this train ain't perfect, but again, it's one guy who did it, so it's like, you know, benefit of the doubt. I'm sure over time it will get better. Oh, blimey, that, what's going on? All the overground services are cancelled. Just looking at the board, this train's been cancelled. Why? Because of urgent repairs to the track. There you go. Watford DC in real life is just screwed today. Oh my god, they're literally all cancelled. Maybe we'll change the station, because otherwise it's going to be flashing the whole time. How long's it been flashing for? Let me flick that over to something maybe, you know, which won't be too flashy. Let's go North London line. Homerton. There you go. Flick that over. That's a bit better. Still late, but they're running a bit better. Which again, quick mention, UK departure boards, link is below in the description. One of the best things I've got as sort of a train enthusiast. It is just so cool to just look at. Number 710, I'm sort of in the middle now. But yeah, we haven't seen any other 378s, have we? So maybe it's only the player train, which you'll likely see, which is alright. As I mean, realistically, it is mostly the 710s now running this route. So, not seeing as many of them, or maybe you can't see other ones, is fine. Because yeah, realistically it's mostly 710s on here. So that doesn't bother me. Single yellow. 25 miles per hour coming into platform 9. Well, that was really fun. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. Again, North London line, which gives you the 378, which then comes on to West Coast Main Line South. Comes out tomorrow, £24.99. It gives you the line from Euston Junction to Stratford via Gospel Oak and Highbury and Islington. And yeah, 10 AM consoles. UK time this is, 4 PM Epic Games, and usually 6 PM on Steam. So again, even if you literally just get the route to get the 378 on here, it's cool. It's a bit like getting the Goblin line, just then you get the overground services on the West Coast Main Line South. I love the suspension on this as well. I think it is the first Electrostar. Well, no, the 377/2 has suspension, but it's like a 10-minute journey. Not many point work to it, so you don't really notice the suspension as much. So I think this is sort of the first proper Electrostar where you can drive it within service mode and it bounces around everywhere. And yeah, because on the /2 377 it's a bit of a shorter, not as bouncy run. Yeah, that was absolutely fabulous. That was. I very much enjoyed that run, much more than driving the 710 on this route. Cool, let's do that. Brake step 3, left side door release, DRA on, headlights can come off, tail lights can go on. There we go. And you can also change the PIS on here manually as well. Well, there we go. That is a rundown. Look at that, it's so cool to see it. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, we'll take a look at what there is to do actually.
You will be expected to produce your ticket.
Is that weathering on it as well? Is that the shine? I think that's more the reflection of the buffers and the whiteness on the sun white. Cool. Come on. Oh, the lights were on. They were just dim. Now we're sort of underneath here. It looks a bit, yeah, weird. This goes back out in 8 minutes. Right, doors shut. Even though you keep the doors open because people would be getting on again in now. That still hasn't been changed. Not too bad. 17 miles, 52 minutes. Right, return to timetable because there's two different options for the 378. There's the 4-coach version, 5-coach version. Whereas on North London line it's only the 5-coach version. On here you can also use the 4-coach version, which is still 378/2, just a 4. Come on, load us out, game. It's like the longest part of the thing loading out. As we wait, come on. Right, so this is, 378 on the West Coast Main Line South. So 5-coach version. You got a full load of services on there. That's all of them. And then for the 4-coach version, you've got a similar amount all the way through the day. Well, that is going to be it, everybody. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed it. Links can be found in all of the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store, as well as our affiliate link for the lovely UK departure boards. Yeah, if you go through the link, and if you do end up getting one, it does give us a bit of commission. Apart from that, see you all and take care. Bye, guys.